go full rod. I mean, go to Miami. That's the best place in the world to be full rod, I think, right now.
Yeah,
I do.
Full rod.
Just do it.
This is the summer of rod.
Dude,
I am so amped right now. This is fucking crazy.
And dude, there's nothing stopping you. And in the future, you'll have responsibility. So now is the time, dude. The only thing in your way is you just haven't done it before.
What up, dudes? Welcome to the podcast. We have an epic, fiery episode for you. It is one of my favorites to date, so stick around for that. But first, before we get started, I want to let you know that we have another Bros Before Joe's show at the Comedy Store in the Belly Room, August 14th at 10:30 p.m. Bros Before Joe's. It's the whole squad. It's me, JT, Strider, Kevin the Schmoll, and the big hog Joe Marisi. And we've also got Robbie Hoffman on the show. We've got Andrea Jin on the show and one other person that I forget. But get your tickets at chadandjt.com. Also, we stream these live on Twitch. So if you want to watch the raw, uncensored version of the pod, follow our Twitch, twitch.tv/chadandjt go deep. And you can also be in the chat. We do live chat. It's all kind of, it's awesome. So I highly recommend checking that out. Also, before you get started, shout out to our sponsors, Magic Mind, Botanic Tonics, and Easy Rider. Let's get into the pod.
What's with deep? Going deep. Chad and JT.
Slap me in the face and call me Frank. What's going on, Stokers of Stoke Nation? This is Chad Kroger coming in with the Going Deep with Chad JT podcast. I'm here with my compadre, Jean Thomas. What up?
Boom clap, Stokers.
And the return of the legend himself, Brad Fuller. Welcome back.
Guys, feels so good to be here. I'm so happy just to be sitting between the two of you, betwixt the two of you.
Oh, dude.
Dude, that's where we like to have you.
Thank you.
Can we get that mic a little closer to you, too?
How's that, better?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Shakespeare invented the word betwixt.
That's correct.
And he invented like a couple hundred words.
Yeah.
Chad's on the record with one. He came up with jabwow.
Jabwow.
Was that which play was that? What was that in?
I mean, we haven't put it on stage yet, but Chad said it and it's kind of permeated.
I like that.
It was my college play, Midsummer Night's Steez.
I got that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And the puck says jabwow. When he sinks like a fat rebuttal shot.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's right at the climax.
So would you say I'm the first guest to use betwixt?
Yes,
oh, that's
100%.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. We're elevating.
Awesome.
Chad did some other Shakespeare renditions in college. He did, instead of Hamlet, it was Ham Bone.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Instead of Macbeth, it was Mac Bitch.
Yeah, dude, that was a tough time in my life.
Why?
I was a tough breakup, and all my anger I just poured it out into the page.
Did you write these plays?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
And
For thine is a stupid bitch.
yeah, dude.
Wait, so do they exist anywhere now?
I mean, I do have the pages.
Something to dust off, perhaps?
I mean, if
a live reading on the pod?
Dude, that'd be a Midsummer Night's Steez right now would be great.
The Merchant of Dinks.
Yeah, dude.
I'd be into that.
You'd be into that?
And I might even I'm not an actor, but I'd help.
Dude, bet that hoe.
Yeah, if we did Ham Bone, you could play my late father, the ghost.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'd do that,
That'd
sure.
be sick.
Yeah. Okay, that's
good. Dude, that'd be a whole new chapter for Going Deep.
Don't you think?
Dude, I'm fired up.
The Midsummer Cream Jeans.
The Midsummer, dude. That's why we have you here, for inspiration like that.
Well, listen, I'm happy to. It feels like it's just right there in front of us, isn't it?
I mean, I never looked at it that way. I just looked at it as sort of like a passion project from my collegiate days, but perhaps it could be our magnum opus.
Yeah, I think it could be.
Yeah.
I think it could be. Yeah.
Ham Bone, especially. I mean, McBitch, that was pre-Me Too.
Might want to stay away from that then.
The vibes were different for sure. You could really go at a woman like that. Yeah. Now you got to handle them with kids' gloves. They deserve it.
I got to tell you something, guys. Speaking about that, I watched The Gauntlet last week. Have you seen The Gauntlet?
Is that the 70s movie?
Yeah, the Clint Eastwood movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, different time. I mean,
She's smacking women in it?
Oh my God, I was so shocked. And it was like, wow, that's what movies were in the 70s.
Yeah.
In the first 10 minutes of Longest Yard, Burt Reynolds hucks this girl across the room through a cupboard, and you're like, he's the hero.
I know.
You're supposed to be on his side. You're like,
you
God
can't
damn.
watch that now. you can't really because The Gauntlet's a great movie, but there's some brutal stuff in there to women. It's
What made you want to watch The Gauntlet?
Because I am attracted to a movie that takes you from a point A to point B, and it's a very specific mission that you're on, and
I love that.
And I think that that's the type of material that I respond to more than anything else. I'm always looking for a Gauntlet movie. I say to people, send me a Gauntlet movie. It feels like the Purge movie was a Gauntlet movie, and certainly
Hell or High Water feels like that, right?
It definitely does.
Like you get on there, you're like, I'm on a track. We're on a collision course.
I like that type of movie. Do you like that type of movie?
I love that kind of movie. I love when you can feel it in every scene. You're like, okay, the wheels are turning. We're moving towards this heading. We're gonna hit.
And then what gets thrown in the way along the way is how clever the screenwriter is and the director is, and that's the stuff I think is really cool.
And you know what's cool about Mad Max, the Fury Road one, is it feels like, okay, we're going from point A to point B, but then the twist is actually we're going back to point A.
But that's what I'm saying. The surprise is what makes it feel great. Is where you think it's going one direction and then something else happens. So
do you have anything like that in the hopper?
Well, I think that there's always something like that in the hopper to a certain degree. I don't have anything that's about to start shooting. I'm thinking like that. We have one movie that deals with werewolves that is a little bit like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, with a director who I made the Turtle movies with in Texas Chainsaw: The Beginning with Jonathan Liebesman, and I think we're getting pretty close on something with him. I like making movies with him.
Nice.
Yeah. The three-peat, me and Lebo.
You guys have good rhythm when you work together?
Yeah, we do. It's fun.
This is a rando question.
Go ahead.
You've been around this Hollywood game for a while.
Yeah.
Of all the people you've seen, who has the most RIZZ?
Who has the most RIZZ?
Yeah.
What's RIZZ?
Charisma.
Oh, charisma.
Specifically with the opposite sex.
Oh. Wow. God, that's a great question. I'm trying to think. There are a lot, actually. But here's what happens is that I meet a lot of people in their 20s when they're single, and then they get married. And so
they switch up.
And that happens a lot. I mean,
so in their prime, when they were not spoken for.
I think Ryan Reynolds was very charming.
Oh.
Very charming and funny.
I remember you saying that on the set of Amityville. He was like the most charming, like a star.
Fun, for sure. For sure. And in a different way, not the way you're thinking about it, but I just made a movie with an actress named Megan Fahey. Mm-hmm. Megan Fahey was on White Lotus, the second season.
Yeah.
She's as charming an individual as I've ever been around. Just loved every minute with her.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
And then the male lead of that movie is also very charming. A guy named Brendan Sklenar, who is on 1923. And in this new movie with Blake Lively, I'm forgetting what it's called. Can someone help me? The new Blake Lively movie. It Ends With Us. Mm. And he is very charming too.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but there's a lot, I think that they all
got it a little bit.
They have to, right? Because you're attracted to, you want to go back and see them. Mm-hmm. I mean, about 2 months ago, I went to, I was making a movie in Dublin, and I, at the exact moment that I pulled up to see Bruce Springsteen in Dublin, Brad Pitt pulled up and got out of a van. Now, I was 50 yards away. I was far away, and it was as if the light from God came down and shined on his face, and you could hear angels singing, and he just got out of a van and walked away. I didn't get to talk to him. I didn't get to see him, but all eyes were drawn to him just when he emerged from this van. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
do you think he had that? I'm sure he had it to a bit, but prior to his movie star status, do you think?
Yeah, I do. I just do. I don't, he just, I do. Yeah.
When he was a waiter, Robin Givens took him home to sleep with him when she was going through her breakup with Mike Tyson. And when he pulled into the house with Robin Givens, Mike Tyson was waiting there.
That's not
for
true.
her.
Wow.
And he said, go home. This was when Brad Pitt wasn't an actor.
Is that
yet.
really true?
Mike Tyson tells that story.
Oh my God.
Who I trust.
Yes. I do too.
But he had enough RIZZ, even as just a normal dude, for one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood to be like, hey, you're my company tonight.
Hey, I see people are asking who I am. Do you want to, should we skip that?
That's crazy. Well, guys, this is our dear friend, Brad Fuller. He is a big-time Hollywood producer, but beyond that, he's our Hollywood dad. We call him when we're having personal or professional troubles, and he
Always
guides
here.
us. We
Always
trust his
here.
moral compass.
Thank you.
We trust his instincts about life and the future.
That's
and,
very nice of you to say, JT. I appreciate that.
I'm licking you.
Thank you, bud. Thank you. All right. Yeah.
Well, so you just had a big movie come out,
We did, in fact.
and it did great.
It did. I feel very lucky about that. Yeah, it worked. That one worked out. That it was called A Quiet Place Day One.
It was great.
4 weeks. It came out 4 weeks ago. It's still in theaters now.
And you guys Jeff Nichols was almost the director on this one?
Jeff Nichols wrote the first draft of the movie, and then he went off to go do Bike Riders.
Yes.
So we brought in Michael Sarnowski.
Bad.
I didn't say that. You
I
did.
saw it 2 days ago.
Bike Riders? Is that the
Bad.
What's his name?
Austin Butler.
Austin Butler. Yeah.
He's
What's
so
bad?
great.
What's bad about it?
It's thematically unclear. It's very vignette-y. It feels like cosplay, which is kind of the point, but in a way
Right.
that throws you out of it. And the accents are too much. Jodie Comer's accent alone knocks it down a full letter grade. It's just not a well stitched together movie.
Well-
Not like A Quiet Place.
That's nice of you to say. Listen, he's Jeff is talented, and Michael Sarnowski, I think, did a really, really excellent job.
What else did Michael Sarnowski do?
He did a movie called Pig, which was a Nick
dude,
Cage
Nick
movie.
Oh,
Cage
yeah.
movie.
Yeah, but to go from like a little movie, under $5 million movie, to go do a larger movie, which is what A Quiet Place was, is not an easy thing to accomplish, and it's a it's a big jump, and he jumped right into it and really did a terrific job. And the performances, I think, are as good as I've ever been a part of, actually.
Lupita was amazing.
And yeah, she was so good. And I thought Joseph Quinn also was really good.
He was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, so very happy with the outcome of that. I don't always feel that way about a film.
Did you guys do good at the box office?
We have. I think that someone sent me a text today that it's maybe the highest grossing horror movie since A Quiet Place 2,
Wow.
Whoa.
which is a nice place to be.
Bro, it's you on top of the mountain.
Well, no, it's
Let's
not.
go.
No, it's not. But I'm happy that people love that story and that they respond to.
Yeah, the universe is rich. It's got places, and it was so smart to move it to New York, right? Like you guys have been doing more rural perspectives on it, and then you're
Right.
like, wait, what if you had to be quiet in the loudest place imaginable?
Well, that was the first idea: is if you got to be quiet in the loudest place imaginable, how does that work? But I think the bigger challenge for us, all of us, was how do we make a quiet place movie without those people who were in the first two movie that
get
the
them to
audience
care about new people.
get them to care about new people. It's it's not easy. I mean, John and Emily are so great, and the kids. People love those characters. So I think it was a very risky move to go and make a movie about people that people who have been following A Quiet Place had never met before.
Horror is really having a resurgence.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, Chad, because 2 weeks before the movie came out, there were all the articles that horror was dead. I mean,
Really?
there was a string of horror movies that had opened in the 6-week lead up to A Quiet Place, and they underperformed, all of them. And it was terrifying as I'm sitting in my house and I'm watching the grosses come back. I mean, there was a movie I saw called Abigail that I thought was a really fun horror movie that they said underperformed. And I forgot there was another horror movie and it was like, God, we might get killed. It's like I had no idea where it was gonna go, and so I was so relieved opening weekend. I was happy. It was just total relief that we were gonna be okay.
Yeah. Well, it seems like Quiet Place and then Long Legs.
Legs, which I haven't seen. Have you seen it? I haven't seen it. Is it awesome?
It's like a dark like his performance is amazing. He's so funny.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That was the big takeaway. My girlfriend and I were watching it where like Nicolas Cage he's absurd.
Do you know that we went to the same high school?
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
Well, how were you there at the same time?
Was that in the Valley?
No, it was on the west side. I think I was there 1 year when he was there. I think he was 3 years ahead of me.
Did you know him at all?
No.
Was he already a kind of like a budding actor?
Yes, because he was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. There is one scene in Fast Times at Ridgemont High where
He's in the bleachers, right?
Well, I think he slaps something on one of the characters' back that says "Eat me." I think there's like a piece of paper, and he slaps something on the back. Was that, I guess, and maybe he worked in the restaurant, but I didn't remember seeing him in the in the restaurant where Brad works. What was that called? I forgot what it was, but needless to say, yeah, that picture down there is him slapping. Come on down right there. On the other side to the right.
There.
Come left. Let's click on that. So he's, I think, putting something on someone's back there.
Was he still going by Coppola when you knew him?
Yes, he was, and he changed in.
And you knew that his uncle was Big Francis?
Yes. Yeah.
He. Do you think? I was thinking about this because after we watched that, I was like, do you feel like the biggest stars, the most beloved people in culture, have to go through a period where they're just relentlessly made fun of? I'm thinking like Keanu, Nicolas Cage, Nickelback.
Good call. But not Brad Pitt.
But not Brad Pitt.
No, but he did.
I mean,
When
Angelina and him split,
I guess
and
so.
everyone was
I guess
saying he was,
that's right.
a booze hound, reckless.
I guess so. I guess you're right. What about Tom Cruise? I guess Tom Cruise.
Oh,
too.
the
Yeah,
couch when he jumped.
I
on
forgot
the
about
couch.
jumping on the couch. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, it seems like they all do. And maybe that's what makes them stars, is they have that ascension and then they chop them up and then they come back like a phoenix.
Yeah, they have to come back.
Yeah. And if the audience accepts them after that, then they're invincible. I mean,
Right.
Nick Cage has had 1,000 lives.
Yeah. Nick Cage. Ben Affleck is kind of...
He has a phoenix tattoo on his back.
Is that what that is? Mm-hmm. So he knows what I'm talking about.
He's my hero.
He's your hero? Seriously?
I do. I love him.
Yeah. Well, he's super smart and talented.
Yeah, and I like that he. I like that he. It's almost like he welcomes the punishment because it's fuel for the turnaround.
I think you're reading into that a little, but
You don't think he's? Well, he seems to live his life in a way that puts a target on him.
He definitely does that. That's definitely a choice. But my sense of him is he's so intelligent that he's above it all. Like he's made so many great movies and written things, and when you hear him talk, he's extremely articulate. I don't know. I feel like his brain is at a different level.
He's kind of so like Good Will Hunting. I think when that movie came out, everyone thought Matt Damon was like the brains of the operation, and I think to a large degree he is. But I think the more time we get from that movie to now, you look back and you're like, Ben Affleck is Will Hunting.
That's right.
He's kind of like the hoodlum who's got a supercomputer for a brain.
Yeah, I love that movie. God.
It's an all-timer.
It is an all-timer.
It's got I think it's so great. It's got so many different kinds of love in it.
Yeah.
It's got like new love. It's got like gone love because of Robin Williams. It's got like paternal love. It has filial work love. It's got everything.
But JT, do you think they were thinking about that when they were writing that movie?
No, I think when you're young, you just feel the world that way. And then I think they got good notes on it, right? Like, didn't they have like a CIA subplot where Will's on the run from them?
I do remember hearing that. Yes.
Did they really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I think Harvey Weinstein was like, "Hey, man, it's just about this smart kid who's scared of like his potential," and he kind of brought it down to a more human level.
But aren't we all attracted to that character who says the things off the top of the head that we wish we could always think of in that moment?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's awesome. Like Mrs. Fuller has me watching Suits now.
Oh,
Right. So I'm going back to the first season, and I'm like, because she watched all 9 or 8 seasons, and I said, "What do you like about the show?" She goes, "I can't figure it out, but I just love these characters." And I start watching it, and I'm having the same experience. I'm on like episode 4 or 5 of the first season, and the characters, like especially Harvey, the character of Harvey, always knows the right thing to say. Mm-hmm. I want to be that guy.
yeah. It's like,
And that's what Will Hunting was too.
yeah.
Like that scene in the bar when they're, that's
Could be quoting Gordon Wood.
I know.
Talking about the pre-agrarian economy.
Yes. What is that, by the way? Did you know what that is?
I think that's before farmers were pulling all their money together.
But there's people who study what that culture looked like.
No, God, no.
Okay,
Only in movies.
Okay, only in
Only in
okay,
movies is
right.
the guy who studied that also sexy and can fight.
Right,
In
exactly.
real life, the guy who studies that has a limp,
Right.
hasn't talked to another person
Right.
for a couple months, and he runs an open mic in the valley.
Have you guys seen Suits though? Have you seen it?
I watch highlights of it on TikTok because
Yeah.
the clips circulate a lot.
Yeah.
And it's Gabriel Mock like just being the man. Like he comes into a scene and the other people think they're gonna pin him down, and then
Right.
he's like, actually,
But that's what I love.
I already knew everything. And
Awesome.
actually, you're in love with me. And guess what?
Yeah.
I like you too. You're like, oh.
I would stumble upon videos on, it'd be like how to be, they're sort of like how to build up your charm
Yeah.
videos, and he would be the case study.
Yeah.
Like you can, here's what Harvey Specter does in this situation.
It's amazing that you pull the character name out. Like
Yeah.
that is amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Was that Harvey Specter moment?
That was yes.
Whoa.
Well, I was reading this book this morning actually, and it was talking about Jim Carrey, like the turning point in his career when he decided he wanted to be, like, what his job was as a comedian is to free people from concern, and to portray I think it was to portray a character that's free of concern, and that's how helps people free themselves of concern.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think that's a lot. That's what I like a lot in movies and characters is people who seemingly go through life without any worries,
Right.
and are able to just be in the world and be. I was like Kramer always in Seinfeld.
Right.
I just loved watching him because
Right.
he's just Kramer and he's not worried about.
But
what
let me
people
ask you
think.
this. What did you think of Larry David in Curb Your Enthusiasm? That character who goes through the world and is
Right.
finding problems everywhere and making the wrong decision.
Right. I like that he has a strong sense of who he is, and he's not afraid to speak his mind.
Right.
That's what I like about Larry.
Right.
Yeah. Is that if he has a problem with something, he'll say it out loud. He's not scared.
Right.
No, it's aspirational where he's unafraid of everyone being against him.
Right.
Yeah.
He would be okay with it. The whole room can turn against him. He's like, I know I'm right.
Yeah.
But like Susie yells at him in every episode and kicks him out of the house, and then he keeps coming back.
comes back,
It's like,
He doesn't take it too serious.
doesn't take any of it seriously.
Leon was that way a little bit
I
too.
love it. Leon's
Yeah.
my favorite character in that show. So funny.
Got long
Everything he
ass
says.
balls, Larry.
What's that?
Long ball Larry.
Long ball Larry. Yes,
you know-
of course.
Brett, without getting under the hood too much, you're a lot like that.
Thank you.
Like in the-
you're not the first person to say that, I guess.
Because in the years I've known you, you've gone through a ton of like career shifts, changes.
Yeah.
The industry has changed. Like
Yeah.
there's been moments that could have overwhelmed
Mortal
an
men?
Yes.
Yes.
And you've been very calm and steady through it.
Well,
Like,
it appears that way too, JT. I can assure you that from 2 to 4 in the morning, most nights I'm not calm or.
but the appearance is what matters because
Well,
that takes
it's
a
like-
lot of energy to even be able to keep that up.
Well, here's the thing. The prevailing view that I have is that I've been doing this for 42 years, if you can believe that. And there have been good years and bad years, and it kind of all balances out in the end.
Yeah.
So it is my prevailing view. And so, yeah, the bad times.
So you take the long view. When shit starts getting sideways, you're like, hey,
Listen.
don't worry about this moment. Worry about 2 years from now what it's going to be.
Right. You know that I'm a long view guy. Same wife for 31 years. Same woman cutting my hair for 32. I don't like change.
Nice.
I like consistency. I just put one foot in front of the other and hope I get lucky. I mean,
Wait,
literally,
that's
it's not
crazy.
That
Has she given you bad haircuts? In
Oh
those
my God. Yeah. Well, she doesn't mean to. Two months ago, I went in there. She starts cutting my hair. My wife calls me. Her back goes out, and I just left the chair with half a haircut. It's okay now. She
looks good.
fixed it. She fixed it. But yes, no. But Rebecca's been. By the way, Rebecca is one of Brad Pitt's best friends. My hairdresser since they were kids.
Wow. Wait. So
But she won't talk about him at all. I can't get anything out of it.
That's
have
nice.
you met Brad?
No.
So that when you saw him in Dublin, was that the first time you saw him?
In person?
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. And literally this and Allie thought the same thing. And like he was wearing a cream colored suit with a cream colored, shirt with, his hair was perfect. The sunglasses were it just was it was all perfect.
That's awesome.
He
Yeah.
looks good.
He looks
His
great.
style is really top
Yeah.
of his life where I see his outfits. I'm like, who's ever putting this together is
Yeah.
really thinking about
Yeah,
it.
but I got to believe it's him. I just have to believe it's him because it's been consistently good for a long time.
Yeah, he's so awesome.
And he was going to see Bruce Springsteen, which, as you guys know, is everything to me too. So he has great taste in music.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
How was Bruce?
Oh, so good.
How many encores did he do?
It wasn't that. It was a 3-hour show. He loves Dublin. Dublin was a really
Did
cool
he bring
place.
up any of the fighting that's gone on in Ireland?
No, he didn't. No, he did not. Because we were in Dublin, and I mean, he had.
I don't know the geography of it.
Yeah,
very
so
well.
Belfast is far away, and so Belfast it's a part of England, and then the rest of it is Ireland. So
right,
it's like So he did not bring up any of that.
But
the show.
Do the people of Dublin, they still relate to that blue collar kind of ethos
God.
that Bruce is bringing?
Totally. And he loves performing in Dublin. I mean, if you look at all of Springsteen's albums, he did an album from Dublin. I forgot what it was called. It might have been Live from Dublin or something. There is a Springsteen album that was released that I think it's called Live from Dublin.
There's him and Patty.
Yeah. So needless to say,
He's been married for a long time.
yeah. Oh yeah. See Bruce Springsteen with the Sessions Band live in Dublin. So he loves Dublin.
You, baby, or just a brilliant
such a good song. Isn't it?
disguise. The video, because the whole song is about how your partner's wearing a disguise when you know him, and the video is just a single shot of Bruce with a slow push in.
Yeah.
And then he looks so sincere, but then at the end, the song flips. It has the twist that we're talking about. And he says, I'm wearing the brilliant disguise.
Right.
But you're looking at him and go, but you look so honest.
Right.
And he's like messing with you. He's like, yeah, you think because you're looking at me, I'm telling the truth, but I'm telling you, I'm lying to you.
He's ahead
Only
of all of
Bruce
us.
would do that.
Yeah, but you look at videos of Bruce now. He's 74 years old. Look, what's that guy doing? What's Mick Jagger doing? These guys are incredible.
The physicality is insane. He looks great.
He does, and the show was just so fun.
Wow, look at him.
What's your favorite Bruce song?
Well, that's hard. I mean, I would say I was thinking about that. To see it performed, I always loved 10th Avenue Freeze Out. That's what I love. Now I've been to probably 20, 30 Bruce Springsteen shows. I've never seen him perform Jungle Land. So like that's the elusive one that I've never, and I love that song. Mm-hmm. But there's so many songs.
Both off the same album, right?
know,
Both off Born to Run.
But I went to go see him on Broadway, and I just wept the entire time. It was, especially when Patty and he are singing on. I mean, if people are, I don't even think your audience knows a lot about Bruce Springsteen because it's it's a little bit older, but just his songs.
But he resonates with the kind of person. If you're a dude and you're sensitive, but you still want to have some amp with it, I think he's the guy.
That makes sense. So who's the modern day equivalent
of Bruce? I think it's still Bruce. It's crazy. I like the music I play for my kiddos is like yesterday we were listening to like Paul Simon, and we listened to some Van Morrison. I put on a Bruce song too, and I was like, man, I'm playing my kids songs that are now 60 years old.
Right.
Like this would be like if my parents were playing me like jazz band music or something. And so I don't know if that, maybe I just have nostalgia, but I don't know if that music's fully been supplanted yet.
I'm not sure that it has. And I'm really happy that you're exposing your kids to that.
Yeah, I think it's good for their brains.
Very good for their brains, for sure.
I play them a lot of sexy hip hop too, because I want them to have good hips.
That's good. What is sexy hip hop like to you?
Like Groove Theory, a little bit of Roy Wood, some Jeremiah, some Ty Dolla $ign.
Oh, Ty Dolla $ign. Yeah. Brad, we got a couple questions from the chat.
I can't read it, so you're going to have to read it to me.
So Big Vibrator wants to know what kind of product you're using with your flow.
Oh, shit.
Or is it Au Natural?
No. They're, the answer, which is ridiculous, is I don't know, because here's what happened. We were in Dublin. It was raining. I told you that I didn't have my hair cut for a really long time. My hair was a mess. And the woman in the makeup trailer gave me some local product, and I'm going to run out of it, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know what it's called. It was just like someone gave her a tube of something. But wow. I used to wear a lot more. Mrs. Fuller's asked me not to wear any.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then Cream Jeans said, can we talk about Brad's tan right now?
Do you think I'm tan?
I think you got a nice glow. Nice bronze.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I walked my dogs yesterday for about an hour.
Nice.
So healthy living.
Yeah, I don't lie out in the sun at all, and I'm definitely not tanning my asshole.
No.
No, but I should. Right?
Last time
I'm
we spoke,
scared.
you said
very
you were
I'm
going to give it a shot.
I'm scared. I'm just.
What are you afraid of?
Well, a lot of things, to be honest. I don't live in a place where there's a lot of people around.
We're doing it in
Right.
like groups now.
Oh, you're not.
Yeah, we did one in San Diego with like 30 people.
Is that legal?
At Black's Beach, it's a nude beach.
Really? Mm-hmm. So how long are you exposing yourself out there?
We did a good 30 seconds.
And what do you get from it?
I mean, we all ran
Community.
into the ocean nude after. It was
Seriously?
the community aspect of it was just, it was so freeing and liberating.
That's nice.
A
Yeah.
non-judgmental space where you can be fully open.
That's real. Yeah, I don't think I could ever exist in that world. to be
You know,
honest.
we'd be happy to walk you through it.
Thank you. But you're still doing it every day?
Yeah, you know it. Even in the rain
are
or
you
shine.
doing it?
I do it twice a day,
Really?
always before 9 a.m.
Because the sun gets too powerful.
It's like 6,000 degrees right now.
He lives in
Yeah.
Burbank. So
Yeah, it gets
that's,
hot.
We're a little bit closer to the coast, so we can do 10 a.m.
It's torquing in my neighborhood.
How do you know that it's working?
I mean,
How do you
look
know
at me.
God's working?
Oh, well, okay. I'm going to have to try that tomorrow, I guess.
So, like, you've been married a long time.
I have.
We're both in relationships. We're trying to
Yes.
get to where you're at. Here we go. Here's us naked.
That's
A movement of equality. Prepare
Amen.
to throw feet overhead. 1, 2, 3. Freedom!
Is that what you have to yell freedom
And
when
those,
you do
those
it?
are girls.
Yeah, those are chicks.
Right there?
Yeah.
Right. Who's got the stopwatch?
We just went. We used our internal clocks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is our buddy from Guinness. Good guy.
We did it!
That's
We got
impressive.
the record!
Attention, everyone! We just broke the world record.
Let's go!
Which world record did you break?
Most people perineum sunning at the same time.
Wow. What was the previous record?
It was in England.
Really?
Yeah.
Sussex.
And you got merch too?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were moving some product on
How'd
it.
that go?
Good.
Yeah.
The merch game's a tough hustle.
It is a tough hustle.
But I gotta say, Chad's really good at the design.
Well, I saw that
thank you.
flower that could represent many different things, and I thought that was very clever. I liked that.
That was a shout out to Ben at Kozak. He came up with that one.
Oh, it's nice. Good work, Ben. Is that still for sale, by the way?
No, they're off the market.
Oh, so it's a
They're
collector's
doing
item
this thing where they only let you. It's like a scarcity thing. They're like, hey, you're only gonna be able to get it for like a week or two.
now. Wow.
Have you heard this new thing that like scarcity is the new move? There was a phrase for it that I totally forgot as I was talking. But basically, people are saying like, hey, instead of like putting your comedy special out on Netflix, put it on like a record and only make 1,000 of them, and then sell those for like $30 and make it more of like a special thing to have.
That's cool, actually. Can we try that?
That's what I was interested in it, but someone who was like a marketing expert was talking to me about that, about how that's the direction things could go in this like ubiquitous content culture. It might be about making something special and small for only your niche,
That's really interesting. I'll bet that would work. I bet that would work.
right?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know why I said right like I came up with it, but
No,
yeah,
but take
I
it-
thought it was interesting.
So you would record your stand-up you would press it on an actual vinyl record?
or like DVD, and you're like, hey, I'm only going to give out 1,000 of these, and that's it.
Well,
and
it's
so
not-
1,000 of you, only 1,000 of you will have my special.
But it's kind of cryptocurrency type.
Is it the
deal.
same idea?
I mean that there's a limited amount of that, and I guess I don't know, but I think we should. Where's the harm in trying that?
No, I think it's a good idea, and then it differentiates you a little bit,
For
right?
sure.
Where it's like I'm not trying to get as many eyeballs as possible. I'm
No.
trying to get the most dedicated eyes.
But
Eyes that are only for me.
JT, I'm telling you that I think that seems like a great idea.
Cool. I'm glad I ran it on you, dude.
I mean, what if you made a movie and you only sold a limited number of tickets?
Wow.
I mean, it's
I'd buy a
kind of
ticket.
it's kind of like what a concert is, to a certain degree. Mm-hmm. So
It's a special experience, and then you would feel cool being one of the people who saw the movie.
Right.
There'd be like that community where it's like, oh, you saw.
and it's never coming on home video. Direct.
No, it's ephemeral.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gone.
Well, it's in this nicheified world. There's so much content, but to say I saw something that no one else. Yeah, I think it works.
If we could do that with beehole sunning.
Yeah, we did kind of do that. I mean, but we did open it to everyone.
Yeah.
But if we did say, hey, there's a limited number of spots on the
Right.
beach.
How many, what was the ratio of men to women who were beehole
Dude, there
sunning?
were like...
It was a really good race.
Yeah, it was probably like, I'd say 6 or 7 ladies.
It was about 5 dudes for every gal. So that was
Yeah.
like, I'm
surprised. I'm really surprised.
A lot of people were, Brad. A lot of people
Jake
were.
was particularly bummed out.
Why?
Because we asked him to film, and he's like, I don't want to look at dudes' buttholes. And then afterwards, we're like, bro, there were chicks.
Oh, so he tapped out, never came, and then missed the experience.
Yeah, he was a little reactive. It was like, I want to
Yeah,
see all
well,
those
you also, I
buttholes.
didn't want to do like slow punch-ins on people's junk. You know, that's just not really.
I felt
like,
bad for our
my
editor.
sort of filmmaking. You know, I'm good on that.
Our editor paid a psychic toll to go through all that footage.
It's okay.
He was kind of scrubbing the
footage,
web.
it looked good, though. The footage
Yeah, he
looked
did a good job shooting it, no doubt.
All right, so these are questions. Like, guys, it's really evolved since the last time I was here. I mean, it's interactive.
It's
there are people.
interactive.
Yeah, we really, bringing Jake on board, we really stepped it up.
That's
'cause
nice.
We're live. We got a lot
like
of
it.
calls.
Do we have calls
We
too?
had to
How do you
get
know you have
younger.
calls?
Jake's 35. Like, we're kind of keeping up with the...
So those are all the calls?
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
I got one more. Before we get into the call, I got
I
one
don't
more
care.
biggie.
I'm just commenting that this is really kind of great. I mean, I think my first episode was number 88. What are we up to today?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
352.
Wow.
Wow.
Huh. All right. Nice.
Time
We've
flies.
been doing this.
It does. I think it was 88. I don't know. Jake, will you check that out and see? I do want to know what my first, because it will be on, because I love coming on and doing the show. It was 88. There you go. When was that? And
5 years ago.
Was
2019.
God,
so that was COVID too, right?
right? No, a year before.
Oh, a year before
You came
COVID.
on
Right.
right before COVID and right before, but they hadn't announced lockdowns yet. And A Quiet
Right.
Place, you were going out to New York for the premiere of
That's
it.
right.
And
That's
then
crazy.
a week later, the whole world got thrown upside
yeah,
down.
that was horrible. And Cameron came with me once, didn't he? I think Cameron. my
That was
son.
the one he was on.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, so, and was A Quiet Place 2, was that the first major release out of COVID?
Yes.
So I remember that was a big deal because you were
Big
kind
deal.
of a litmus test for the entire industry if people were going to go back to the theater.
I guess so. When you look back on it, I guess that's what it was at the time. We just had this great movie that we just wanted to get out there.
It was great. Good
Thank
movie.
you. I mean, I don't say that about all the stuff that I've been a part of. There's a lot of things that I've been a part of that I did not feel as strongly as I do.
But
about
you're on a
Purpose.
heater right now.
Well, we all know that that's short lasting and anything can happen.
Yeah, but enjoy it. All right, wait, hold on. So,
Yeah.
of the major under like 35-ish actors that the industry is trying to jam on us.
Yeah.
So you got Chalamet,
Yeah.
Butler,
Yeah.
Powell,
Yeah.
Elordi, Keegan. Are those
Keegan.
the 5 right now?
Yeah.
Okay, of those guys, who's your guy? Who's going to be the one?
It's a great question. I have to go Chalamet.
I agree.
I have to go Chalamet.
He's awesome.
I think he's the best actor, but are his looks going to stand the test of time?
There are plenty of actors.
Not to be crude about it, but that's my
there are
concern with him.
There are plenty of actors who their looks, if it was just based on that, they would still be stars, and they're not.
And there's actors
talent.
who aren't the most, like Dustin Hoffman or something, where you're like, he's not the,
Yeah, but talent is talent, and it's undeniable. And I feel like there isn't, in all those actors that you listed, he's the one that there isn't anything he can't do.
Yeah.
So that's why I put him there.
he's got the full toolbox.
I think so.
Have you seen Twisters?
I have not.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, people love it.
It's a good
people
summer
love
flick.
It. Yeah, I'm anxious to see it. Just this weekend couldn't get there, but I will definitely see it.
Glenn Powell really he's making me laugh because he plays such like a cheesy hunk in it. But
he's
it works.
embracing that, and he's embracing that. And by
It works.
The movie that I watch more than any other movie in the last 5 years, I'll go to Maverick anytime and just check in.
I
It's
watch
the
it every
greatest
month.
movie.
I watch it every month.
Right? And isn't Glenn Powell? He's not in it that much, but he's so good.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's so good in it. So anyway, yeah. But I love Maverick. God, do you love it, JT?
I love Maverick. I saw it in theaters a couple times, and you know what? That movie, I remember my dad's reaction to it. Like my dad called me. He was like, he doesn't talk about movies very often. He's like, that was a great movie. He's like, it made me believe in movies again. Like it had this
perfect
uplifting effect for like everybody towards movies.
So I didn't know this. Powell, he was in Spy Kids 3. He's been in the game for a while.
I know he's been in the game for a while, but yes, but then something, I think, look, Anyone But You surprised everyone.
Yeah.
Because it opened to $6 million and went on to some insanely huge number. And he's so charming in it. And Sydney Sweeney's awesome in it. And that movie was kind of like the little movie that could and did. And I think off the heels of that, he started making interesting choices. Hitman.
He went with Linklater. He wrote the script,
which is cool. I think he's real. I think it's
flexing
real.
a little auteur muscle.
Do you think a lot of these big stars have to start when they're in their teens to really make a splash?
I'm thinking, I think it's easier. I mean, there are actors. I think Morgan Freeman became famous in his 40s or something like that.
Yeah, Street Smart in like 87. We were talking about that on here.
But
that's rare.
Yeah, that's rare. I think you have to. I think acting is really hard, and to be a film actor is really, really hard because it's all in your face. I mean, it's a close up of your face, and you have to emote a lot. And it's not easy, and I think that it takes a lot of experience. There are people who are naturally gifted, but for the most part, I think you have to. I mean, look at all the work that he's done.
You have to be doing it a lot. You have to cultivate.
I think so. I think you do. Wow, he's done a lot of work, hasn't he?
He's in the Dark Knight Rises?
Dude, yeah, he talks about it. Like Tom Hardy, he's in the Wall Street scene where Tom Hardy busts in there.
Right.
And there's like, there's no money here. And he's like, then why are you here?
Yeah.
He takes Glenn Powell's face and slams it off a keyboard. And he says Tom Hardy really like made him kind of concuss, like banged him off it so hard. And I think the take is in the movie where he got kind of bonked.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd hope so.
Yeah.
Sure. It makes it feel real. Oh, there's the scene. Yeah. Okay. Wow. This is amazing that you guys can pull it up just like this.
Yeah, until you point, you kind of take all these new technological upgrades for granted. But
no, Nikki is saying it's a bad headbang.
What does that mean?
He's saying when Powell got his head banged, he did a bad job of acting it, and that it looks very fake. So maybe in that interview, he's overcompensating. It's so hard to know what the truth is, Brad.
It is.
How do I know when? Here's one of the big things that I struggle with, and me and my lady will get into discussions about it.
Yeah.
I don't trust anything anyone says to me when they're on camera. Like, they're not directly to me, but anything anyone says when they're on camera. Do you have any way of knowing when someone is telling the truth when they're in an interview or on camera?
Yeah, because I was there when it happened, and I know then. Anything else, there's a lot of publicists around, and, the studio, there's a narrative, and sometimes I've seen interviews where I know that people hate each other and they're claiming they love each other and all of that. And that's to sell a product. That's the job. And some people are better at it than others.
Some people are so good at it. And that's the biggest rub I have. That to me is like the biggest theme that I like to explore in my own head is how, as a species, we will choose the best story over the truth every time. And some people are really good at telling a story, whether it's true or not. It doesn't even matter. It's it doesn't make sense to hear it.
That's right. Well, when you're selling a movie, it definitely makes sense to hear it because people love to hear that the experience was great and the people actually love each other. And frankly, on A Quiet Place Day One, they did. They really did. That's not bullshit. They had a great time.
Sometimes it has to be true.
Yeah, they had a great time. Joseph Quinn and Lupita and the cat all loved each other. I mean,
the cat.
The cat.
The cat was
but is that you, Brad, or is that a brilliant disguise?
No, it's JT. I am telling you, no one would ever tell you that those two did not have a great time. They just did.
Always
the cat in Quiet Place made me squeeze
Schnitzel.
my dog extra hard.
And Nico, yeah. That cat got wet. That cat would go in water.
How do you do that?
I have no idea how they did it, but that cat was incredible.
Now, did that cat start in its teens as well?
Yeah, I think so. I think the cat still is in its teens.
And look, that cat went through a tough time. There was a time when everyone turned on that cat. And they started saying, kitty cat thinks he's too good for everybody.
Right.
He's skipping the lines at clubs. All of a sudden, he's got a little juice. He thinks every cat's in love with them.
People love the cat.
But you got to stick with them.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard the cat's writers and saying like the litter box,
but it wasn't on ours.
Like, no.
It was not on our movie.
Yeah,
he was on his way. He was ascending.
Get a little bit of an ego.
And who's the cat behind the cat?
Nico. There was another cat called Nico. There were 2 of them. So
Really?
yes.
And which cat is getting all the pub?
Schnitzel, that one.
Right.
Yes.
So what happened to Nico? Does anyone care about Nico?
Nico got painted close to Schnitzel, and but you need 2.
Oh, look
you gotta
at
have
Nico. Nico's. Oh man, no one.
Is there
No, it
anything-
looks.
That's going to be a sad ending if people don't start, looking
Right.
out. That's
But I don't think Nico wants to step in the spotlight the same way that Schnitzel does.
you got to want it, and there's
You
a
gotta want
there's
it.
a responsibility with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there anything better than a good pet in a movie?
No.
Who's
No.
your all-time favorite pet in a movie? Is
I
it the
can
dog?
answer it.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Benji, but you guys don't even know what that is. You got to go back. You got to go way back in the 70s. I was a kid. I watched the Benji movies. They were that dog was incredible. Here you go. Let's bring it up. I think you guys. Does that ring a bell at all? That dog. It was just
The name lightly, but not really the.
worth a watch. Worth a watch. The first Benji movie, amazing.
What
Just
happens
amazing.
to Benji in the end?
Well, he prevails, of course.
Oh, he does.
of
Good.
course. Yeah, there were sequels.
Because there's only 2 routes, right?
Yeah. Listen, we've talked about this on the pod before. We killed the dog, not in real life, but on screen in a movie. And it was very, very traumatic. And none of us wanted to do it. And it had to be done. And I don't know that I would ever do it again.
That's it. They open House of Cards like that, where Kevin Spacey's character kills
right.
the dog.
That's right.
And you're like, it's such a smart move because you're like, this is a heartless.
It's the
bastard.
opposite of saving the cat.
Right. Nothing says that the person's fucked up more than if they kill the dog, which is why we had Ryan Reynolds kill the dog in Amityville Horror. You knew that he was fully possessed.
Have you noticed when you do crowd testing, have you noticed that crowds have changed? Like the things that they're sensitive to? Like, do you ever feel like you're getting an insight into
well, I don't know
where culture's at?
I'm always behind that now, but what we were talking about earlier about, the Gauntlet, that movie could not even test now. They would tear the seats out. They would say, you can't, it's not a bad thing either. The culture's changed and the audiences outright dismiss certain things that feel fake, I think, and my big fear in any movie that I'm producing, there are a lot of fears, as you pointed out earlier, but mainly they come between 2 and 4 a.m. But a bad laugh in a horror movie is the worst thing that nothing makes me just start sweating and my body start hurting when I'm watching a film that I'm involved with and the audience laughs. It's something you think is really earnest or smart.
Right. So it didn't scare them. They're actually laughing at the attempt to scare them.
God, yes. And I had a movie that we made in 2005 that we were so sure that this moment worked, and I went and saw it on Friday night with Mrs. Fuller, and the audience laughed at the moment. I was like, I'm still devastated from it 20 years later. It's the worst feeling. So I'm very sensitive to that.
Do you, because you've been in the business a while, you've produced a ton of movies, and we kind of experienced this with content creation, where you'll make a video or whatever, and you'll be like, man, this is next level, this, and it just do you, how do you approach your instincts towards how something will perform? Do you trust them, or do you have like a detachment, or do you how do you?
Well, I think it changes throughout the process, right? So when we come up with a movie that we want to make, you have to be totally congruent with what you're trying to make, and you have to convince everyone else that you're making the right movie,
right? Because
a lot of people have different opinions, right? And so you try and foster support and get the director on board and do that. But then once the movie has been handed over to the audience, I am a blank slate. I just listen and listen. And if there's prevailing dissension about scenes, because you're testing a movie 4 or 5 times in front of strangers, they don't care. I totally listen to everything. I don't discount anything. Even if I don't agree with it, I listen to it. And sometimes I'll just say, then let's do that because I'm out of touch, which I'm willing to acknowledge.
Yeah, because the audience is kind of the ultimate. Yeah. They decide.
Well, you talk about content creation of all, because you guys create so much content and I follow it all. I wonder which of your pieces of content has been the most well received.
Probably one of the opening city council speeches.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which one?
The P-dubs or house
Paul
party
Walker
one.
house parties.
Yeah. And that was early, and I think that was because you went from being anonymous to being famous.
Yeah.
And it was all they knew of us. So to them, that was like the full cutout of who
Right.
Chad was and who I was.
That was the first thing I ever saw and loved, so yeah. And when you made that, did you think audiences would respond the way that they did?
The first one, no. And the house party one,
No, we almost didn't post it.
yeah. And you know what? It's kind of it's something we always try to go back to is that was like the Paul Walker one, especially that came from a pure love for Paul.
Well, of course.
And always trying to go back to that. Like what's that came from truth.
Right.
And so, yeah. And I think too, what was I going to say as well? I think, another thing too is it's being proud of what you made.
Right.
And be like, now it's in the audience's hands, but I'm proud of the job I did. I think that's kind of the best approach.
It is, but it doesn't always work.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But nothing always works.
Correct.
No one. What's that William Goldman quote?
Nobody knows anything.
Yeah.
I just reread that book.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
I've read his books. They're great.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about the Hollywood. I mean, the very famous book. I read that last month. It's incredible.
Yeah, dude, it's cool reading his stuff from the 90s where he was writing
80s.
those articles for like
80s.
Premiere or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And he's like talking about movies that are coming out. He's like, Wyatt Earp's going to be a hit.
Right.
Tombstone's
That's what I
going
love.
to crash.
Yeah, that's what I love. Adventures in the Screen Trade. It was the one that I
Yeah.
just read or reread. And I loved it. A lot of the things that Hollywood was facing in 1982 are the same things we're facing now, just different technologies. So,
Yeah, how do you feel about where are you at with AI?
I don't know enough to tell you, actually. I know, here's what I know, JT. We're having conversations about two different movies that require visual effects. And I think a lot of people just say, well, just do AI, but nobody knows how to execute it in a way that it will look like what the audiences are used to seeing now or better. So until that happens, I think it's going to be evolving. I think ultimately that will be a part of the consideration, but there always has to be content creators who are giving the instructions for the AI what to create. So I think it will be a thing, but I don't think it ends anything. It just helps.
And price point wise, is it right now, is it cheaper or more expensive than the standard visual effects alternatives?
I don't know the answer to that, but standard visual effects are very expensive and they've come way down. But it's still, it's still $20,000, $30,000 a shot. So anytime you see something move in the frame, 20, 30, and if it's a complex shot, it can be as much as $80,000 to $100,000. So it's really expensive.
What do you think AI will replace actors?
No.
Do you think so? Because that's I think a lot of the fear is that. Do you think AI could replace? A lot of people are complaining that AI is kind of sort of taking creative jobs. Do you think AI? I think AI will be a tool.
That's how I see it.
Yeah,
100%. Listen, if I was, 5 years from now, if we had made A Quiet Place Day One, and we have those scenes of all the people walking down the street in New York, I'll bet that there's some version of a program that AI will be able to populate that in a way, instead of hiring actors. I suspect that will be the case, but you're not gonna have movie stars, I think, that are AI,
right?
Because I just don't think that's going to happen, and I think audiences will reject it.
You can't. Yeah, there's something where you can't. Whenever I learn that something I'm watching is AI, or you can even feel it. You need the human touch.
I think so too. Yeah.
With art, I think even an image that AI created, no matter how, you're like, that's fine.
It takes away the aspirational quality that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Like if you want to feel like inspired or like you could be this person that you're watching, you're not going to have that with a computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, but I think that, as you said, it can be a good tool. For example, like we finished a movie a couple months ago, and we're starting to talk about titles and posters. So if that's not how the studio's ultimately going to make it, but if I wanted to show them what I thought the poster could be, I could probably have a kid who knows something about it. I want a poster that has this and this and this and set here in Chicago, and let's put this title on it and see what it looks like.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be the poster for the movie, but it can convey an idea that can generate some creative discussion.
I was talking to ChatGPT last week, and it generated ideas for like just stand up and content. Because I'd be like, "What's trending right now? What's going on in the world?" And it was just a conversation.
Yeah,
and it gave me ideas for videos or stand up or whatever.
Anything you use?
I do these like hot goss things where I'm trying to like do commentary on things happening in, whether it's political or cultural stuff. And so I'll just be like, what's trending right now? And they brought up like Bad Babies. Bad Baby is this viral girl who made 59 million on OnlyFans. And
I have yes.
But I generated an idea from that.
Right.
So about how she can become a billionaire.
Was there any talk from ChatGPT that your Shakespearean plays might be a source of content for the pod?
No, and that's why AI won't take over, because we need you.
Or you.
Yeah.
You're the author.
Oh, right. Oh, I did write them. Yeah,
Yes.
good call.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone to recognize your talent, but we need the talent first. So.
Super humble.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, sorry to interrupt, but if you're enjoying the podcast, give us a like, a comment, and subscribe. It really helps us out and helps to push out the pod to more people and to get the whole world stoked, which is our goal. Thank you, guys. Let's get back to the episode.
So this is live people calling us right now.
Yes. Anything could happen.
Oh, boy.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, dog? How you living?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys?
Doing well, man. You're on the pod with Chad and B. Fuller, bro.
What's happening? Who is this, by the way?
Great to talk to you guys.
You too.
My name is Jack, but my close friends call me Cooch if you guys want to call me that.
Cooch.
That's a great name.
Cooch, what's going on, man? What ails you?
So basically I know it's been at least 2 years for sure. I've smoked weed every single day, and it hasn't caused me any serious issues. I haven't done anything crazy stupid or been weird around people or awkward or anything. I work out twice a day, so it's not like I'm unproductive. I have a job, all that, doing good in school. So it's hard for me to find all the negatives about it, although I know it's definitely an issue with how much I'm doing it, and I just kind of feel like it's numbing my brain and emotions. And over the past few years, I've totally noticed my memory kind of fading, like just stuff from earlier in the day or something that I read, like I'll forget that right away. So it's definitely an issue, but it's not big enough for me to be able to just be like, all right, I need to take a couple of days or a week off. But me and my friends did mushrooms the other night on Friday, and it just kind of, I got more of a clarity of how pathetic I was, I felt like, and that I just really need how good life is, and I don't really need any of that kind of stuff, and I should be able to go without it. So more of a serious question overall here, but I'm just kind of struggling with that, and you guys are pretty big badasses, so you've done your fair share of smoking weed in the day, so I was wondering if you had any input for me here on how serious the problem I might have on my hands.
Should I tap out? Because I'm not much of a weed smoker.
But you've probably dealt with a lot of people you've worked with who had dependency on things.
Can I tell you, what's his name again?
Cooch.
Cooch, that's right, Cooch. Sounds like Cooch knows the answer. He said that when he took the mushrooms, that he saw that it's definitely a problem. He said that, or you, Cooch, said your memory is suffering and emotionally, all this other stuff. So I'm probably a lot older than you. You don't want to lose your memory.
Yeah.
That's certainly a very scary thing. And if you're doing something that that is really bad for you, I'm not sure why you would continue doing it.
Yeah, and I also
no judgment. But he said that he's having that some of these things are happening to him, and he's aware of them. So that's the reason I say that. I'm not judging smoking weed. A lot of people do.
Absolutely, and I'm with you. I know, that's the worst thing is I know myself it is a problem, and I'm still struggling with putting it down for even. I did 24 hours ago, a couple months ago, but it was I went to sleep and got high, and then it was 25 hours later the next night. So it's really not much improvement there.
Cooch, do you feel like you can be full Cooch when you're not smoking weed? Or do you need weed to become Cooch?
It's a great question.
Definitely not. Cooch was around before the the daily smoking for sure. Some would even say the cooch was more active before then.
Dude,
Other evidence to support not smoking.
the cooch.
We want the full cooch. We don't want 98%. We want 100% cooch.
The cooch should be loose.
The cooch should be
Okay,
loose.
so can I tell you about 100% cooch?
I want to hear about it.
100% cooch did have some slip-ups. 100% cooch was more on the alcohol than the drinking, or than the smoking, and there was some slip-ups for sure in that way. And the smoking kind of veered me off it, which is horrible, as I use it as a secondary option to kind of numb my brain instead of drinking as much. But I don't think that'd come back. Alcohol I've kind of found to figure out is not probably my best choice, clearly. I just haven't had any big moments to mess me up and scare me enough with weed, and that's why I think it's so hard for me to put it down.
No, it sounds like you're doing all right, man, but you're self-medicating. It sounds like you have some excess psychology and you're trying to figure out what's the best way to kind of abate that. And I think it's worth exploring if there's something other than weed that might be more sustainable and have less externalities to it.
I like that.
Absolutely.
Do you what do you do for a living?
So I'm still in college. I'm going to be a senior next year.
Nice.
And I'm right now. I'm just home for the summer. I lived in Colorado the first half and worked on a ranch there, and now I'm back home in Missouri, and I'm working at a supplement store. So pretty basic stuff for now.
No, it sounds like you're doing. That's the time to be smoking weed.
Do you sleep well?
Right. I used to have a lot of issues with it, and I was on like sleep meds and stuff, and anxiety meds, that kind of stuff. But like actually this past year, I stopped taking all the stuff that I was prescribed by my doctor and felt a lot better. My sleep started working and stuff. So now I am sleeping pretty well on average. I mean, there might be a couple of nights every month or so, but on average, I'm definitely doing a lot better.
How do you feel about cutting your weed down in half and see how you feel?
That's the thing. I've been able to do that. I've been able to do where like maybe I smoke once a day. I can do that. But I just feel like that's not really helping me. I don't know.
Really know, you got to cut days out.
Right,
it's got to be like
start slow.
A couple days a week. Because here's the thing. Sometimes, like I know this, I'm an addict. When you're using the thing you're addicted to, you're okay. It's when you stop having it that the problems start to come out. And being able to deal with those in a sober way is really good for your self-esteem. Like you're going to feel really strong, powerful, and self-reliant if you can still be cooch without anything. Now that's easier said than done, but it's that's the noble effort of life.
Right. I've actually never thought about that. Totally agree with it too, because I'm kind of all about self-improvement, kind of empowering.
Yeah, I can hear that from him. You can tell cooch is after it.
For sure. For sure.
And
for sure.
For sure.
Dude, and Cooch, let me ask you a question. Were you born high?
Absolutely not, dude. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, so, as a kid, you didn't need weed, and, who's to say that we don't need these crutches in life. It's we come to think that we do to get through life, but dude, if you take, as Strider would do, take life on the chin, just raw dog it, it's actually way more fun. I went through a similar thing in college where I was boozing a lot, and like I found my identity through partying, and I could tell it was getting to a dangerous place where it was just I would just binge way too much. And then when I around like 25, when I cut it out, life got infinitely better, and like I had self-esteem for the first time. I was able to talk to people. Felt like I was building a life, and it was really life-changing, and it took just cutting it out to see the difference between the two. So
that's great advice, and that feels very authentic, by the way. What you
it's
said.
true.
That
it's
does
very
feel
true.
very authentic.
It was night and day. I don't even know who I was before that. I felt like I was like just running on autopilot.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there's points where I get to that. Like sometimes my social battery, if I'm getting high all the time, just gets killed. I feel like I'm scared to talk to anyone, and that's not how I usually was.
But you keep on telling us,
talking to everyone.
You keep on telling us the things that weed is doing to make your life worse, not better, and it feels like you know the answer.
I know. I'm like looking for you guys to give me some way to just be able to quit without thinking about it, and there's just no answer to that. So
it's anything good is going to take a little bit of effort.
Climb a mountain.
Right. It's not going to, but when you get to the top, to borrow from your analogy, I think you'll feel much better, like what Chad did.
Dude,
absolutely.
I'd say just decide to quit and then start doing legs a lot, build up that T.
Yeah.
I think weed might hurt your T levels. So I think
dude, I've read that and kind of trying to counterproductive right now, just up the leg days more often a week. So kind of trying to counterbalance it. Maybe if I cut the weed out, the test really skyrockets. So
dude, if you cut weed out and did legs, I mean,
oh my God, that'd be incredible.
You 10x your T.
If you're under the bar, you're not over the bong.
Oh wow!
Dude.
Look at that. That's awesome.
I never thought about it like that before.
Yeah.
Dude, I want the cooch to be loose.
We all do.
Cooch,
I think I want the cooch to be loose.
And sober.
I mean, I know all the fellas miss the cooch, the full-on one, but I think I'm going to bring him back. But one more question. So you think it'd be good to kind of do like at first? Now, I'm trying to go. Every other time I've tried to stop, it's been just like full cold turkey, like trying to not do it at all. You think maybe it's like saying myself like twice a week or like even once a day at first would be a good way to slowly kind of back out of it?
It's tough to say, man. You just got to have willingness to try and stop, and it'll take different methodologies, but the important thing is just to start.
Yeah.
Right.
You start one day
at a time, 24 hours. Everybody in program will tell you we're all only sober for 24 hours and the clock restarts. Yeah, that is the way to think. That's why it works. That's the way to think about it.
I think so too. It's too intimidating any other way.
Yeah. And also
quit stuff before, so I think I could.
And in solidarity with you, I won't crank today or watch no pornography. So we'll be in this together, Cooch.
Dude, nice.
Dude,
I'll join you in that. That's not hard for me though.
Me too.
Yeah. Nice.
I also, that side of yourself that's saying maybe I should just go once a day or maybe like every other day. That's the dependent side of your brain making excuses to keep doing it.
That's what I can't decide about, because I feel like that's totally what it is, depending on saying I need it at least once a week or whatever. But trying to just stop all of a sudden has not worked for me yet. But I know I can do it. Like I've stopped nicotine, which I would say is more addictive overall than that. Well, at least that's addictive chemicals and whatnot. And I've quit that multiple times before and currently not doing it. So
well, you got the willpower for it. We all have our different little kryptonites, but you got this. Just stay sober today. DM us tomorrow. Let us know you made it through the day. We'll be proud of you.
We'll be here.
I'm going to make it happen for you guys.
All right,
love you, man.
Take it easy.
Yep. Wait, can I get a shout out real quick for my boy? You show me this?
Yep.
Yeah, shout out to Jake Mitchell, man.
Great guy.
Hey, Jake.
Thank you, guys.
What's up?
Appreciate it.
Later, brother.
Have a good one.
Dude, Cooch and Jake.
Dude, big ups to shrooms, too, for being the only substance that when you're on it, tells you to get off substances.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wow. Yes.
Shrooms are like, bro,
what an observation.
Shrooms like,
That's
why
amazing.
Are you on me,
That's
dude?
amazing.
You don't need me. You're like,
Right.
Shrooms, you're a good guy.
Right.
It's Beef Nips in the chat.
What up, Beef
nice.
Nips?
What's going on, gangsters? How you guys doing? My favorite Playboys.
Oh, dude, just chilling back, laxing. Excited to talk to you, man. What's ailing you, brother?
Hey, all right. First of all, actually, I have a question. When you guys had the Almost Friday boys on, and I think it was one of them said, "What's ailing you?" I think for the first time.
Yeah.
And it took off. Was that them that?
Yeah, it was
that
Angus.
did that? Because that's like my favorite thing.
Angus said it first.
It was Angus. I love it because the boys be calling it ailing.
Hell yeah. Well, what's ailing you, Beef Nips?
All right. So I got a little bit of a conundrum on my hands here. I feel like I'm about to throw a lot of names at you guys, and they're fake names, so I'm probably gonna biff it and say some real names. But all right, so essentially, more like the gist of the story. My dank ass girlfriend is really good friends with like my ex girlfriend, and like we're all cool. Everyone's like cool. Also, her ex is one of my really good friends, so it's a real like incestuous friend group, I suppose. But kind of caused some beef in the group short term a while ago, and now two of the homies are getting married. Two different homies. Let's call them Elmer and Emma are getting married. two totally different friends. But Emma is hating on my current dank ass girlfriend because of the sitch. And I don't really know, like, I got the invite to the wedding and she didn't. My girlfriend. And like I don't know how to handle this like situation because I want to go hang out with my boys. I want to hit the open bar.
Wait, so why is they didn't give you a +1?
Well, all right. So the actual invite hasn't come yet. I'm waiting for the invite. They sent like 2. He's a graphic designer, so he's just sending out like a fuckload of little invites he's been designing. And I got like one that was like the wedding's gonna happen, and I got the save the date. I haven't gotten the invite. And if the invite has the +1, my dank ass girlfriend is still like, I don't even know if I want to go if I'm feeling like uninvited. But I don't like.
All right, and then but Emma, why does Emma have a problem with your girlfriend?
So that's the whole thing. Is my ex the one that like. I'm pretty sure that she talked to Emma. Probably like when this all first went down. I bet she was feeling a little salty about the whole thing. Fair. But so like my current girlfriend and my ex, they're in like a DJ collective together.
That's
so they're like homies. They DJ together. They go B2B, back to back, butt to butt. You know the drill.
Yep.
And like they're friends, but I bet when it first went down, she probably talked a little shit, and Emma's a very reactive person, and probably just like was like, "Oh, I hate this bitch now."
I see you doing a lot of screenwriting here, where you're connecting dots that, in my mind, from the information you've given, don't necessarily go together. It could be very likely that Emma has an altogether different reason for not inviting your girlfriend, which could just be she wants the wedding smaller. Weddings are tough to figure out who to invite, and or she knows if she invites you, you're gonna bring your girlfriend. So
that she blocked her on Instagram.
Oh,
so that's when the whole thing came to light. She posted on her like Instagram story, like close friend story. It was like send me your address if you've seen the story, so I can send you a wedding. Save the date. And I told my girlfriend, I was like, oh, Emma just posted on her story. Go reply and send her your address. And then when my girlfriend went to go check the story, blocked as hell. And that's when she messaged Emma, trying to clear the air.
Why don't you reach out to your boy and see what the issue is?
So that's my next plan. He's actually going to come visit. He lives in LA. I live in San Francisco. He's going to come visit me soon. We're going to go see, like, I'm not into like punk music at all, but he really wants to take me to a punk show. And I'm like, all right. Like, I'm down. He's going to come visit. And I think I'm going to talk to him about it then. But like, I am not, I feel like this is making me sound like such a drama guy. And I'm not. I got caught up in this bull. And I don't know if I talk to him. It's like the girls in the group, they eat this shit up. And I don't want to like get, I don't know. My girlfriend is scared to like, she's also not a drama person. And we don't want to start anything. I just want to go to the wedding with my girlfriend. And I just need some advice on how to.
Dude, it seems really simple to me.
Hit it.
You're loyal to your girlfriend. It begins there. That's the top of the pyramid, is that you're loyal to your girlfriend. So whatever serves you in that relationship is what has to happen. And if she's not invited, that's going to, that's a problem for you in your relationship. So that begets that. So
Brad, 100p on the loyalty always goes to the lady, because that's your rock. That's your forever.
Always, for sure.
And that's who you're building your church around. But my boy's trying to hit the floor with his boys, and
but if they're eliminating his girlfriend,
it's open bar.
It's like open bar.
They're not paying for nothing on the alky.
So let me ask you a question.
It's an open bar.
Do you think if his girlfriend, I'm asking you, JT, if his girlfriend's not invited, are you saying that he should still go to this wedding?
Bro,
I don't think I'd do it.
That's the right answer.
Dude, you know what, man? I was like flummoxed when Brad asked me that question, but you stepping up like that and having your girlfriend's back, sight unseen, that inspired me to do the same. So I'm not going to this person's wedding either.
Me too.
Well, that's the thing. I was gonna maybe bring you as my plus one
Oh,
if she's
nice.
not invited.
Oh, dude,
So are we
bro,
going or what? It's open bar, JT. It's open bar.
I'm down. But bro, here's the thing: they didn't invite my girlfriend either.
Right, and you're going to be loyal
Well,
to
you don't
your
know that. They
girlfriend.
haven't sent out the invites.
All right, but
Okay.
here's
She
the,
might be invited.
If they invite her, and it's open bar,
So it'd be you, me, and your girlfriend. You're my
that'd be
plus one.
fire.
Your
are
girlfriend
you
goes
drinking
solo?
now?
I've always drank.
You're drinking a lot now?
What?
Are you drinking a lot now?
I don't drink that much.
I didn't think you did. So
But
open
but
bar.
I do party. Like I don't drink many days, but on the nights where I do go out,
if you drink a lot.
I go hard.
Yo,
hard is 10 drinks, 5 drinks, 2 drinks. What's hard for you?
You know, some days it's 5. That's all I need to be in a hard place. Some days I don't know. There's more water in my body that needs combating. And
I
I'll
understand.
get into the double.
It's good to know. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, you know, but you know, once in a while
Okay.
I'll empty the clip.
There's nothing bad in that.
Yeah, I got defensive, bro. But you gave me a look like,
Well, you said earlier in the pod that did you use the word addict, or am I just remembering?
yes,
that
but you know, I'm
incorrectly?
actually pretty disciplined with all things. The only thing that I can't really ever get my hands around completely is like porn and wailing on myself.
Okay, well then, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if that
You call
applied
it
to.
wailing on yourself. You gotta be kind to that. Be kind to that beef stick.
oh, dude, good call, beef.
Nah,
Nips.
dude, my dick's a Navy SEAL and it's going through buds.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, JT drowns his hog just so he can learn resuscitation.
Yeah, things waterboarded. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Dude, Beef Nips, can I do a role play with you? I'll be your GF.
All right.
Hey, Beef.
You look just like her, honestly.
Oh, dude. Thank you, dude. Yo, Beef. Hey, Beef, what up? It's me. You talk back.
You come on, you're talking to your girl here.
Hey, what up, Beef? It's
You
me.
got a girlfriend?
It's me, your GF.
Dan got his girlfriend. How are you?
I'm good. Here's the thing. I just got invited to a wedding. You're not invited, but there's open bar. Is it cool if I go?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
He's such an expert negotiator because that means he doesn't want you to go, but now he knows he can go do things that you don't want him to do.
That's true.
Oh man, shit.
Yeah.
You put me. I think I would let her go, but I think that we have different mentalities when it comes to this kind of thing.
Yeah, you're a dog.
Like I'm like you know, you go do what you. But I think that if I did do it, she would be upset, and I also I wouldn't have a good time there knowing that she's upset. But if she went to go do it, I'd be like, oh yeah, go have fun with your friends. But I think that she'd probably beat me up, you know.
You know what, dude? I think you need to propose.
Yeah, have a wedding on the same day.
Yeah.
We just speed this thing up. Wedding same day. Maybe try to get in the same location right before theirs.
What is your girlfriend? Does she call you Beef Nips?
She calls me Beef. Usually just Nips in bed, but just Beef for short. Then Nips in the sheets.
All right,
That's sick.
Beef, we love you, man. You'll figure it out. I think Brad's right. Just stay loyal to your person.
That's what you got to do. That's always the right
hold
answer.
on. I just one thing. Do I talk to the guy?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, you
And try
love
to get him.
it. You
Try to
love
get
the
him to
drama.
de-escalate the situation because I feel like it's all.
No, just ask
think
him.
it's
You
all
just
old news
say you
that's
don't
being
love
held
the
on to.
drama. Say you don't love the drama, but we know you do. Just say you don't love the drama, and then ask him what's going on, and get in there. You'll love it, Beef. Bro,
All right,
you're like
I'm gonna talk to him.
prime
I'm gonna try
time
to talk to him
Vanderpump
in the
Rules.
mosh pit. I'm gonna talk to him in the mosh pit at the show.
No, you're not. That's not where you're going to have this conversation. Okay, you got to hear what he has to say. You got to look in this guy. You got to look at this guy and say, "What's the deal here? I got to make some choices, and you're my buddy, and we got to get to the bottom of this."
Damn, Beef.
I'm
And
gonna
that's
ask him. All right. Do I break up?
No,
with my
Mondo,
girlfriend or do I
that's
throw your
it.
wedding?
That's it, Beef. You're done. Beef, you're
All right, I
done.
love you guys.
Love you,
love
man.
you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beef
shit.
should be a regular. He's the man.
He gave us a shot of something.
He did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Beef.
Brad, is it hard for you,
What part?
like when you hear someone that far afield?
Listen, these people. I just have a lot of life experience. That's all. And I just throw it out there. It seems all fairly simple to me.
All right, so we might do one more, and then we can call it.
So have you ever had that kind of debacle where, you were invited to something, but your dank ass wife wasn't, but there was open bar?
Open bar does not change the fact
That was big, though.
Allie's my person.
I mean, that's big.
I know, but Allie's my person, and I'm always going to be loyal to Allie.
And like, I bet you at some weddings they won't let you do shots. It's got to come in but that one they're gonna let you do shots.
Yeah.
And
did you know beef nips is 12?
no, is that how old beef nips? I didn't know
said it
that.
in the
Oh, that's
chat.
crazy. Jesus,
For sure, pubescent.
my God,
The open
my
bar is
God.
everything.
Open bar is not everything. It's just not. You're sacrificing your girl for $100. I mean, at least for me, relationships are not disposable like that. Okay, I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
And I have no lunch, so I'm here. There's whatever it is, I'm happy.
yeah,
to
thank you for
stick
taking
around.
the time.
Oh, please, this is the best.
Yeah, it's nice. It's good to see you.
I love seeing you.
I wanted to ask you, how's it? So your son works with you now,
He does, yeah.
And I've seen him in the trades, and he's got his own projects
He does.
going along.
He's doing well.
And I've known you guys a while, so I've seen him transition too, like for where he came
Yeah.
to work with you. And I've seen him, like when I look at him now, I don't see him all the time, but when I look at him, I can see that he's like filling out the suit and that he's like doing the job. When you can just like look at someone, you're like, I think they figured something out.
It's very gratifying because I've worked a long time and I want to pass that knowledge on to someone, and who better than my own son? And luckily this is what he wants to do with his life, and he could be better at it than I am. And he has great relationships and recognizes talent and has really opened up our company in a way that never happened before. Like a lot of the actors and actresses that are big now, I wasn't familiar with them, and Cameron's like, you should be looking at this person, we should be talking to this person, and
He's plugged in.
he's plugged in, and that's really helpful.
Yeah, I called him. I had a thing I wanted to do a couple years ago. He gave me great advice on it.
Oh, good.
And he really guided me and
Good.
put
I
me on a
love
better
that.
direction with
I
it.
love that.
Does he have like skills that you don't have that you're like, whoa,
Yeah,
you don't
he's-
even know where it came from?
Yeah, he's really good at reading scripts and figuring out what's the matter with them, and then talking to the writer. That part's easy, but talking to the writer and getting them in the same place to do it, he's very good at that.
The communication side of it.
really good at it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And my other son's doing pretty well too. I mean, Allie and I are lucky, but I'm telling you, it starts with Allie, and everything is below that. Beef Nips needs to keep that in mind.
Dude, that's what I wanted to ask you earlier. Is like one thing I've learned over the last couple months is brand new to me. Is just like letting my girlfriend be right and not battling her on
What's the
stuff.
Why? Why battle?
Dude, it
What's
took me
worth
forever
battling?
to figure it out.
You should tell every stoker that. I mean, if it's the right woman, just what's worth fighting over? It's not more important than the relationship. I mean, fundamentally.
No, and then they feel a lot better knowing that you'll give them that.
And you're not just rolling over, you're listening to what she's
Yes.
saying and not just discounting it because it feels different from what you believe. You're actually listening to it and thinking about it. That doesn't mean they're always right, but at least you're open to a different perspective.
Yeah, and you're not being defensive of your perspective.
Exactly. You're doing great.
And what's the message under? What's the subtext? I think with women, not when they come at you with something combative. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think that for me, because there is always something under it.
Right. You have to decipher. You're like, what are you actually saying?
What's the note behind the note?
That's
Yeah,
right.
what's
So
the
you,
note behind-
you
yeah.
got to take a breath
Yeah.
and not react. That's
Yeah.
the first thing. And then it's usually very, very, it's all out there. It's so many people have the answer. And like, who was the first guy? The Cooch knew what he had to do. He has to stop smoking weed, but he had to get it out. I think that we're all guilty of that. And if you just listen to the message and don't react, it's much easier to deal with whatever the problem is.
A lot of times with my girlfriend, it's that she just has to pee.
So she gets stressed when she has to pee, and she doesn't make better decisions because she has to pee.
Or we'll be like driving on like a road trip, and she'll be like, "How about Carl's Jr.? How about In-N-Out?" I'm like,
Right.
I'm like, I was dead set on Del Taco,
Right?
but the whole time she just had to pee.
Right. But so you say, let's go. I'm happy to go to Carl's Jr. It's
Yeah.
great, but I need to stop at Del Taco after.
Exactly.
And that's a compromise, and everybody
yeah,
wins.
That was a huge turning point in our relationship.
That's cool.
That's big.
Nice.
No, I'm serious. That's smart, dude.
Good for you.
I would lose it.
You can't ever lose it.
I would get so mad.
Nothing is
I've
worth.
been telling you for 3 days I wanted to do Del Taco.
Nothing is worth losing it over. That's the bottom line.
But truthfully though, a lot of it is like just wanting to be listened to more or felt more appreciated. or
Don't we
whatever.
all want that?
Yeah, I think that's the base.
We all want that.
Yeah.
I'd be living in a 400 square foot apartment with a toaster oven.
I'll live in squalor.
Right. For me too.
But
I'm not
here's-
proud of that, by the way. I'm not proud of that.
No, but it takes some coaching for
It
me to
does.
know how to like clean and keep up and do all
Correct.
this stuff. But the thing I wish for just the people for her and is that I wish she understood, and she does. I tell her and she's great about it. But like when I do clean a dish, it's because I love her.
Right.
And when I take out the trash, she thinks I do it because I want to eat food out of a clean bowler because I don't want the house to smell like
Right.
yesterday's.
But you don't want
discard.
those things either.
I don't want that stuff, but I could live with it. The reason I do those things is because I love her.
Okay. So you love her and you want to live in an environment that is clean and delightful.
It's nice. That's
It's
a good
nice.
upshot, but that's the second part.
And that's for your kids too.
Them, definitely. They don't need that.
Right. So it's not about you anymore. You're done.
That's nice, though.
Yes.
I'm glad for that. Get me out of here.
Do it for the family.
Get me out of here.
Right. Do it just for the family.
This guy, the less,
Right.
the better.
Then now we solve that.
And maybe beef nips a little too
Yes.
beef nips on the brain.
Yeah. Yes, for sure.
But Cooch,
Cooch. I was impressed by Cooch. He knew what he
Cooch
had
was
to
in
do.
touch with his true self.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, Cooch is loose. I think that's one huge takeaway from this pod.
Someone's asking about my hair again. I didn't.
It looks great. Have you had flow since you've been on the has there been any episode where you've had this flow? Or is this
I don't know.
a first time?
I don't really think about it.
It was shorter early.
Right.
But
That's
he's
right.
been doing this for a while. And I think also it's like, as I get older, I realize how special your
it's-
head of hair is.
Well, listen. I'm grateful that I have a head of hair.
I don't get so lucky, Brad.
You have a great head of hair.
But I'm robbing from Peter to pay Paul for this.
Whatever.
That's what I say.
Whatever.
I'm going out on my shield.
Me too.
My dick falls off. I don't care.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot what I was gonna say. Cooch, beef nips.
Could it was. Were we going to take another call?
we
or what?
could do. I think we're ready for one more.
yeah.
Come
All right,
hell or high water,
let's
whatever
go
it
for
is.
Whatever. Let's go.
I'd love to get Hugh Janus on the line.
Is Hugh Janus?
He's an unbelievable guy. He's
you
a
know
man
him?
for all seasons.
Yeah, we met him at our Jersey City show.
Oh,
Actually.
nice.
Yeah. He was like from the crowd. He's like, "Yeah, I'm Hugh Janus."
He's a real take it to you kind of fella.
I looked, but he's not on the live today.
Cream Jeans writes a lot. I'm noticing.
Yeah, Cream Jeans is prolific.
And Nikki.
That's Nikki Glazer.
Oh, that's Nikki Glazer? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Nikki Glazer.
Yeah.
She's so good.
She crushes on the dais and in the chat.
Yeah, that's...
What do you think about Biden dropping out?
God, there are these moments, and unfortunately there have been a lot of them recently where, like, that the moment you're experiencing is a moment that is going down in history.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened right under our feet.
Yeah, and
It's
and
moving
like
fast.
that hasn't. I feel like the Trump assassination attempt was one of those where it was like, oh my God. And then I was on the phone with a friend of mine yesterday, and he goes, Biden just resigned, and I'm like, oh my God, like all these things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
And as you guys know, I love stability, and this doesn't feel very stable right now.
Yeah.
And it's unsettling for sure.
I feel optimistic.
Thank you for saying that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that way.
Well, what's interesting? Do we have a caller on the line?
He's chilling.
What's interesting is like the assassination attempt about a week ago, right?
Yeah.
It feels like things move so fast where it just feels like there's a moment where they're like, everyone's like, we need to stop and like chill out. And then Biden drops out, and then everyone's just like, attacking each other again. It's almost like it didn't happen.
I know, but my experience with that is a little different from yours. I mean, I was alive when John Lennon was shot, and that was like one of the more horrifying things in my life because I love the Beatles. And then when Ronald Reagan, there was an attempt on Ronald Reagan. I was, and like these things, it's just terrifying that that's a world that we're living in, regardless of your political feelings. It's just that people are just taking out. I don't know. It's super unsettling. I'm sorry. Don't let's keep the energy up and high. Let's keep
but
frothing.
I think that was nice because we brought the collective reality into our group discussion. We're close. They're close.
Okay,
brother. Thanks for hanging on the line, dude. How you chilling?
Dude, on that note, what up, guys? What's going on?
What up, dude?
Who is this?
This is Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Actually, a longtime listener since like episode 2.
Oh, nice.
I remember seeing like that video, the Paul Walker statue.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
When I was like a sophomore in college, I was like,
that was awesome,
dude. I'm listening to this, following these dudes for the next like 8 years. So
dude,
here I am.
Nice, dude.
And Tom, I love your name and I love your energy. I really do. Do you have a nickname we could call you just to keep it consistent with the rest of the callers today?
Oh yeah. Rod Whitney.
Sick.
Perfect.
Okay.
We'll go with Rod. And by the way, dude, just not to, gas you up too much before you get into your ish, but Cream G's says that you lay pipe.
Oh shit.
Or Rod.
Is that good?
Hopefully pretty soon.
Cool.
Pretty soon.
Nice.
I guess that kind of relates because I just went through a breakup a few weeks ago.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
So been kind of bummed, but you know what? It was the right decision. Had to do it. It was one of those things where, like, I actually wrote up a question for you guys because I was like, I'm in this situation. What do I do? And I found myself, like, over the years, whenever I have, like, a question that I'm like, I should ask these guys. As soon as I write it down, the answer just kind of, like, pops into existence. And I'm like, all right, yeah, so that's what I got to do. So this is kind of, like, the first time where I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to write down what I am trying to do with the rest of my life. But I'm like, what... it's too open-ended. So I'm just kind of like an open-ended one for you guys.
You know what's...
So I'm here. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, go. Sorry.
So I moved to California a few years ago. Been living with my girlfriend. We've been long-term since like maybe 6 years ago. And had to cut it off. Just we weren't like fulfilled. Both kind of getting complacent sort of thing. And all my buddies are from the East Coast. And mostly living around there. And so I haven't really made too many friends here because I've just been kind of like hanging out with my girl and not really pushing myself to go like do things or make new friends in the area. So just kind of wondering, like, what do you guys think I should do? I work remote. I could technically live anywhere in the country that I want. So that's pretty sweet. But yeah, I just don't really know where I want to go. Nothing's really popping out.
Do you like California?
Weather's great.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't sound like he digs it that
Rent
hard.
is not great, though.
What is not great?
The rent. Yeah, I just don't think it's worth it. It feels like a really nice place to come visit for a few weeks at a time. But I don't know. Not really my vibe year round, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Well, dude, I think it's so interesting that normally when you write down what the problem is, the answer comes to you. And that, to me, feels like you have enough experience, enough information to know what you should do. And it feels like right now you need to refill your kind of life experience cup and take from all those experiences what should come next. Like, it sounds like you got to just be bold, be adventurous, be different than how you have been. You need to become a new you to figure out what the new direction is. And then you can return to the old you. Your hero's journey is just resetting. So I would do something big, man. I would volunteer to work on an oil rig. I would try to become a river guide in Montana. I would get out of the country and become some sort of a photojournalist.
Dude, I on top of that, I love those ideas. I personally think that Rod should go to Miami.
Why?
He should become Rod.
Oh.
You know?
You think
For a little bit.
No, I'm talking full Rod.
For sure,
A
full Rod.
Full
for
linen
sure.
outfit, gold chain, deep tan, epic
Dude, linen
flow.
suit.
Linen
I think
suit.
we're on the same page.
That's what I'm talking about, Rod.
I think you might be speaking more to his heart. I think, is that what you want?
How did you know that?
I could just feel it. I mean, I know Rod, you know. I could
That
feel
was
it.
so insightful, Chad.
Are we
Thank
golfing on
you.
weekdays?
Yeah, I mean, when Rod speaks, the Numb Encore Linkin Park Jay-Z soundtrack just goes off in my head.
More.
I can feel it.
Wow, that was crazy. So you can do your job from wherever you are?
I can. I wouldn't get like an oil rig job, although that sounds pretty sick. Because my job is super freaking dank and would not leave it for pretty much anything. So
Well, yeah, then
as long as I can do it wherever, don't matter.
Go to Miami. Do too much and then pull back. But I think you're ready for it, man. I think you've been, leading a life of quiet desperation. You're glad this woman's out of your life. She wasn't filling your cup. Let's go take some chances and figure out what's a mistake and then dial in where we want to go next.
How old are you, Rod? What do you say?
26.
26. Oh my God, you got plenty of time, dude.
Yeah, and he sounds so poised
This
already.
is the time. This is go full Rod. I mean, go to Miami.
Full Rod.
That's the best place in the world to be full Rod. I think right now.
Yeah,
I do.
Full Rod.
Just do it,
This is the summer of Rod.
Good.
dude.
Dude, I am so amped right now. This is fucking crazy.
And dude, there's nothing stopping you. And in the future, you'll have responsibility. So now
Correct.
is the time, dude. The only thing in your way is you just haven't done it before.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's always been like, oh, what are we doing next fall? Going to senior year. What are we doing next fall? Going to freshman year of college. And then what are you doing next fall? Getting a job. Now it's kind of like, dude, there's nothing to, no big send. So I think, dude,
Let's
I
do it.
like that advice. I like the sound of it.
You're tan.
I'm pumped for it.
Me too. I'd love to hear from you in 3 months and hear what it's like in Miami.
Do get a photo of him just with a cigar.
Don't just be a Rod, be a Pharaoh Rod, which is what people use to start fires on the reality show alone.
God, that'd be awesome at 26. Come on.
Full Pharaoh Rod, dude.
Dude, Rod, you have a bright future ahead of you.
Don't you feel like Miami today is what LA was in the 70s?
Yes. Hedonism. It's just open.
Yeah.
Go be a bodybuilder.
And not everyone's watching to judge. People in Miami they're living.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
They're living to live.
Dude, do some, start lifting, get a huge neck.
What's safer too if you get hit by a car or something.
That's fine. Yeah.
Rod.
God, we're excited for you. I'm frothing.
Yeah, dude.
Rod, next time you call back, you better have made some moves, dude.
Let's go.
All right, boys. I'll let you know.
Full Rod.
Loved it.
Yeah, let me know.
Appreciate it.
Thanks
so
bud.
much, guys.
See ya.
Keep it
Thanks,
up.
man.
Have a good one.
Can I ask a question, guys?
Yes.
Yo.
I really want to be on the pod with Strider. Can someone help me make that
yeah.
happen?
110%.
100%.
I see Strider on occasion.
Yeah.
He always raises my stoke to epic levels.
Best energy.
Yeah, I'd love to sit here and the four of us. I think we could really chop it up nicely.
100
I could see you guys being bros for a long
I
long
love that
time.
guy. He's so fun, but I've never been on it.
Yeah, I guess I feel bad. Like, have we gate kept?
No,
Strider
not at
from
all.
you?
No, not at
We
all.
gotta
It's just the
unleash
timing.
the gates,
No, it's just the timing.
bring in the fuse.
Yeah, I'm anytime though. I think that'd be fun. But I don't have. I mean, what do you guys? Is there more to discuss? Should we do another call? What do you guys want to
I
talk
think
about?
that's it.
We're
I think
done?
we call it, but I
Okay.
think you come back sooner this time.
Yeah.
Anytime, boys. You know I love coming. I love seeing you both.
How about this fall? Will you be in town this fall?
Of course.
I just want because you went to Dublin.
Yeah.
You travel.
You travel.
For work, but I don't have anything right now.
Are you going to Maine again?
I am next week.
It looks so fun.
How did you know that?
I'm obsessed with East Coast summers right now, and
Yeah.
I always remember that. I always see photos of you guys in Maine.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna wear pink pants and an
Yeah.
orange shirt and a blue blazer, and it's gonna be awesome.
Oh, I've seen that outfit.
Thank you. Yeah,
I couldn't wear that.
yeah. No, I can't wear it anywhere but Maine, but
My
I do
arms
it there.
won't fit.
That's funny. But I said to Alex, I don't know if I'm gonna do all the dressing up for Maine this summer. I might just be
I
low
got
key
to.
and let my son step into that light.
Yeah, you're gonna go full B-Rod.
Be right. I'll be that. Yeah.
Could you still take your boys in a scrap?
No, I don't think I could. They feel No, Cameron's working out. They both are working out. They're bigger than me. No, I'm done. Done.
Respect.
Whatever.
Well, to end, Beef Nips says that Quiet Place is sick as hell. Thank you for what you do.
Oh, thank you, Beef Nips.
And dude, thank you for coming back on the pod.
Guys, anytime. I love being here. Love it.
Dude, JT's got you.
Oh. Thank you, buddy. I didn't even see it.
I say we should do the Strider and Brad episode this fall, like September, October.
Beautiful. Let's put it on the books.
Let's go.
September.
Let's go. Are you guys still doing drafts? I think you still do comedy drafts. Yeah.
10th.
Oh yeah, we'll have you on another draft too.
The drafts are fun.
What area of expertise do you have?
Well, the last draft I did was the horror draft with JT and his brother and you, and that was really fun.
Cleaned our clock.
The only place where I'm fairly weak is in specific sports.
We could do best comedic actors of all time.
Well, that's
and then me and my brother could just team up.
Thank you, boys. Thank you for inviting me. Always
Brad,
love being here.
Thanks, man.
All right, boys.
I feel
Take it easy.
guided through my day now.
I feel fulfilled.
I'm always here for you guys. You know that. I'm always around.
If you need advice,